The 8 tracks F1 must race at in 2020. Given the current world situation, which we absolutely do not have to go into detail over, we thought it was a necessity to create a video discussing the 8 tracks that F1 must race at in 2020 for it to feel like an F1 season. Now, we're of course looking at a reduced schedule of racing this year, and in order for it to be an official F1 World Championship, you need to have at least 8 races in 3 continents. With this in mind, let's dive straight into which track came in at number 8 for the WTF1 team. 8. Azerbaijan. It's crazy to think that this track was under serious scrutiny from fans after it held its first race. 4 seasons in, and Baku has already become an anticipated race for drivers and fans alike. With one of the longest straights on the F1 calendar, which I'm surprised doesn't cross at least 2 countries, and the ridiculously narrow castle section, which I'd be lucky to fit my road car through, it's a scintillating watch and absolutely deserves to be in our top 8. 7. Bahrain. This one may be slightly controversial among F1 fans, but who doesn't want to see sparks flying at night? I'm sure there will be comments flying in already of people maybe preferring Singapore, but it'd make perfect sense to be the first race of the year, and it consistently makes for really good, close racing. Plus, I'd love to see Charles get his redemption, but I'm not a fanboy. Just passionate! 6. Canada. It would not feel like an F1 season if we did not have racing around the circuit Gilles Villeneuve. It satisfies our need for filling 3 continents and also provides us with nothing short of an old-school, punishing semi-street circuit. We've had some incredible races around this track, and to be fair, a few dull ones in recent times too, but I'll be damned if we're taking it out of this top 8. Canada is a classic in its own right and deserves the recognition that maybe sometimes it doesn't get. 5. Great Britain. Are we being biased with this one? I'm sure you're writing a comment as I speak if you think we are, but Silverstone is a circuit with an incredible atmosphere and usually delivers on the action front too. Also, if it gets rescheduled to later on in the year, you can place your bets now that it's going to be a thrilling wet race. England gets about 3 days of sunshine a year. Breaking away quickly from our top 8, I know a lot of us are bored and we're looking for something to watch, so we wanted to mention about some fantastic races going ahead this weekend over on The Race. They're holding an all-star esports battle, including Johnny Herbert, who sensationally took the lead at Turn 1 during the F1 Virtual GP, 73-year-old Emerson Fittipaldi, Helio Castroneves, Juan Pablo Montoya, the list goes on. We'll be watching and interacting along with you guys as well, so make sure you check out the description for more details. Now, back onto our top 8. 4. Belgium. I'm sorry if you disagree, I'm not really, but you simply cannot miss Spa out on this list. It is an absolute classic on the F1 calendar and a race that is highly anticipated after a long summer break, which will feel pretty short after what we've had to endure this year. We've had 2 seasons this century where Spa wasn't on the calendar in 2003 and 2006, and quite frankly, F1 didn't feel the same without it. Granted, it doesn't always provide the best races, which is why it's 4th on the list, but a boring race at Spa is still better than most okay races at many other tracks. 3. Brazil. If I had my way, this would have been number 1 for me, but unfortunately, law of averages across the WTF1 team put it down in 3rd. Brazil has an unbelievable atmosphere, and we've seen some incredible title-deciding races around this circuit. For me, it's always deserved to be the season finale, and I dream of it returning there someday. 2. Netherlands. A serious amount of hype was generated around the return of the Dutch GP, and it looks set to rival the Tifosi at Monza when it comes to passionate fans, but they're not fanboys, I promise. We are yet to see whether the track makes for great racing, but the new banked corners and narrow, bumpy layout will surely show off all the capabilities of modern F1 machinery at its very finest. 1. Italy. Monza has been on the calendar every single year except 1980, and there's an extremely good reason for that. With its incredibly special atmosphere unmatched by any other race and exciting racing, it simply belongs at the heart of the F1 calendar. It is very high on my bucket list to go to Monza one day and see a Ferrari win, even if it's not Charles. There you have it, our top 8 races that F1 must race at in 2020 for it to feel like we've done the season justice. If you don't agree with us, which you probably don't, make sure you drop your top 8 in the comments section below. And remember, it's okay to have an opinion and no one in this situation is right. Apart from me, Brazil should be number 1. See you soon for another video.